I always thought Leah and I had the perfect marriage. 10 years together, 2 beautiful kids, a home we built with our own hands. We were that couple everyone looked up to, the ones who still held hands, who still laughed at each other's silly jokes. We were Dominic and Leah, a single entity, inseparable, or so I thought. The cracks started small, almost invisible. A late night at the office here, a new password-protected phone there. I brushed it off. Trust, I told myself, is the foundation of everything. But my trust was a glass house, and the stones were already in the air. It all came crashing down on a Tuesday. A completely ordinary, forgettable Tuesday. Leah was in the shower, and her old phone, the one she said was broken, buzzed on the nightstand. I never snooped. I wasn't that guy. But this time, a strange compulsion took over. The screen lit up with a name I didn't recognize. Alex. The message was simple, just 3 words, but they detonated my world. Miss you today. My heart hammered against my ribs. It felt like I was watching a movie, a scene from someone else's tragic life. My hands were shaking so badly I could barely hold the phone. With a sickening lurch in my stomach, I opened the message thread. It was a rabbit hole of deceit, months, maybe even a year of messages. Not just miss you, but I love you, and I can't wait to leave him. There were photos. Photos of them together, laughing in a cafe I'd never been to, kissing under a sunset I wasn't a part of. They had a whole world, a whole life, that I was completely oblivious to. Every message was a stab wound. They talked about our kids, our finances, our future, a future she was planning without me. The woman I shared my bed with, the mother of my children, was a stranger. Every memory we ever made suddenly felt like a lie, a performance she was putting on while waiting for her real life to begin. When Leah came out of the bathroom, wrapped in a towel, humming a cheerful tune, I was just standing there, holding her old phone like a grenade with the pin pulled. The smile on her face vanished the second she saw me. She knew. There was no need for questions, no room for denial. The evidence was right there in my trembling hand. "Dominic," she started, her voice a weak whisper, but I couldn't listen. I just felt this cold, hollowing emptiness spread through my chest. All the warmth, all the love I felt for her just evaporated, leaving behind a bitter, icy void. The conversation that followed was the hardest of my life. It was a blur of tears, excuses, and shattered justifications. She said she felt neglected, that I was always working, that Alex saw her in a way I didn't anymore. Every word was just an attempt to shift the blame, to make her betrayal somehow my fault. I looked at this woman, the person I had vowed to spend my life with, and I didn't recognize her. The Leah I loved wouldn't do this. The Leah I loved wouldn't build a secret life and tear our family apart for a fleeting feeling. That Leah, I realized, might never have existed at all. I asked her to leave. Watching her pack a bag, seeing the pieces of our shared life being sorted into hers and mine, was surreal. The house suddenly felt enormous, filled with the ghosts of what we used to be. The silence was deafening. I sat on the edge of our bed, the bed we had shared for a decade, and just stared at the wall, trying to process the magnitude of what had happened. My wife, my partner, my best friend, had not only cheated on me, but had also constructed an elaborate deception. She wasn't just having an affair, she was living a double life. The next few days were a fog. The hardest part was telling the kids. How do you explain to a 7-year-old and a 9-year-old that mommy isn't living with us anymore? How do you break their hearts without breaking yourself? I tried to be strong for them, to maintain some semblance of normalcy, but inside, I was crumbling. Every corner of the house held a memory, now tainted. It was all a constant, painful reminder of the life I thought I had. Friends and family rallied around me, offering support, but I felt isolated in my grief. People would say things like, "You'll get through this," or "You're better off without her." I knew they meant well, but it didn't help. Felt like my identity had been erased. I wasn't Dominic and Leah anymore. I was just Dominic, a single father navigating the wreckage of his marriage. I spent countless nights replaying everything in my head, searching for a sign I might have missed, a moment where I could have changed the outcome, but there was nothing. Her betrayal was a choice she made, a path she chose to walk alone, while pretending she was still walking with me. It started with small things, like rearranging the furniture to make the space feel like mine, not ours. Some mornings I'd wake up and for a split second forget she was gone, and the pain would hit me all over again. But then I'd hear my kids laughing in the other room, and I'd know I had to keep going. They were my reason. They were the part of my life with her that was still pure, still real. It's been a year now. The divorce is final. Leah is with Alex trying to build the life she secretly planned. My focus is on me and my children. We're healing. I've learned a lot about myself, about my own strength and resilience. The betrayal almost broke me, but it didn't.